Concerns over safety leave a cultural cornerstone in Omaha out of commission. But tonight a plan is in place at the Orpheum Theater. On Friday, we told you about the piece of molding that fell from the ceiling at the building on 16th and Farnham. Good evening, I'm Craig Nigrelli. It's a big week. The Sound of Music is a huge attraction. Tonight, Omaha Performing Arts tells KMTV the show will go on. Reporter Maya Sines is live at the Orpheum with an update. Maya.
Craig, the theater closed on Friday and scheduled dance recitals had to be relocated to the Joslyn Art Museum. Now, as you mentioned, the show will continue as theater officials have found a temporary fix for the ceiling damage. Jones Squires, president of the Omaha Performing Arts, says patron safety was the biggest concern after a foot-long piece of plaster fell on Friday in the front seating area. Crews worked all weekend long and placed a netting on the ceiling as a temporary fix to ensure no more plaster falls off. They did alert their Broadway partners of the issue, but said the last thing they wanted to do was cancel, especially before such a big performance.
This type of item, this is not unprecedented in historic theaters. Some of our colleagues have had the same types of experiences around the country. And as we look at a final and long-term solution, we'll be working with companies that work with historic theaters and that are experienced in this type of work.
Yeah, we're here.
Squires says crews worked all weekend and put the netting up to ensure the Sound of Music performances would not be affected. The theater will have the netting up until summer, when companies who do this type of work can then assess a ceiling and look for a more permanent solution. Again, the theater officials wanted to ensure you that the theater is safe for all patrons, and the show will continue for tomorrow night with the Sound of Music. For ticket information, you can go to ticketomaha.com. Reporting live from downtown, Maya Sines, KMTV Action 3 News.
Another story we're tracking tonight, a special airing of the film dedicated to the life of the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett. You're about to see a live look of the invite-only event at the Holland Center. The HBO documentary Becoming Warren Buffett airs there tonight for a select few. Buffett is expected to show. We will talk to him on the red carpet. The documentary, by the way, airs next Monday on HBO. A Dundee hotspot had been a staple for decades, closed at the beginning of January. Now, piece by piece, the bar is hitting the auction floor. Reporter Megan Hahn is live from the old Dundee bar with a preview. Megan.
Craig, you know, some of these items that you can see here are probably looking a little familiar if you are a regular at the old Dundee Bar and Grill. Everything here must go, and I mean everything from the ceiling tiles to the floor. For more than 65 years, the old Dundee Bar and Grill's been a neighborhood favorite.
Going back to the 40s and 50s, so it has a lot of memories for people here in Omaha. And the younger crowd lately, it's been a hot spot for them.
I had a lot of little mini bars in one. And then the outside too, the patio was nice. So you could just walk around and feel like you're in a new place. You know, play pool, watch sports, good bartenders, and good.
After the landmark bar is being dismantled wall to wall for the auction block.
Well, I'm interested in some of the nostalgic signs. There was a few fans, ceiling fans that I thought would be really kind of neat. We have an outdoor kitchen that would be kind of neat for that.
Giving the highest bidder a chance to take home a piece of history.
What it's nice though is people can come and they can share memories. They can take home a memory or a keepsake from their old bar. But yeah, there's only a few of these iconic places left in Omaha. I'd say less than a half dozen. And you know, it's unfortunate, but with the times after they've been open for 60, 70, 80, 90 years, eventually they got to come to a close.
Sunday marking a bittersweet farewell to the neighborhood.
It'll be missed, you know, it'll be missed.
The auction will be Sunday at 11 a.m. at the Old Dundee Bar and Grill at 49th and Dodge. And don't worry, if you miss out on Sunday, some of the items will also be available for purchase online. Reporting live in Dundee, I'm Megan Hahn, KMTV Action 3 News.
The city of La Vista is giving us a bird's eye view of a big demolition project happening right now near 84th and Giles. Take a look at this drone video. Pretty cool, actually. Crews have been at it for weeks, tearing down the old Walmart and the strip mall at Brentwood Crossing. The $175 million city center project will include a park where the La Vista Falls Golf Course once operated. An Omaha Public Works employee is in the hospital tonight after a car hit him. Salvatore Fedone was part of a crew patching potholes at 144th and U in Millard around 10 this morning. Fedone was standing in a curb lane next to a truck when a car drifted into his lane and hit him. Paramedics took Fedone to Nebraska Medicine. He has a head injury. He remains in critical condition. Police have not ticketed or cited the driver. Whether it's on city roads or Nebraska highways, the Department of Roads says incidents like this are easily preventable. Endor says drivers need to slow down, pay attention when you see road work going on. Numbers from the Federal Department of Transportation show more than 30,000 injuries and 119 worker deaths nationally in 2014.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
And as we take a look at some warnings and advisories that have been posted by the National Weather Service, as we have a storm approaching the metro area, should be impacting us tomorrow. And as far as the advisories, they kick in 3 a.m. tonight and linger into Wednesday morning. Winter storm warning in the white, winter weather advisory in the purple, and snow and blowing snow is going to be an issue in these areas. The storm itself, very broad circulation out here in the Pacific and back toward the Intermountain regions, and the storm that's going to be impacting us, it's a fairly broad circulation here, but it's continuing to develop over the Intermountain regions. You can see all the snow and the rain across much of the western half of the country. Threat tracker will be elevated to the moderate category for rain and then a conversion over to snow. As far as tonight goes, your evening plans should be okay. We've got mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be in the lower 30s. We'll have further details on this storm in just a few minutes. Greg?
6:05. Other stories we're tracking tonight. The Lancaster County Sheriff's Office has identified a woman killed in a weekend crash. 25-year-old Melissa Vifquan died Saturday morning just east of Denton when her car veered out of control, went down an embankment, and eventually slammed into a tree. Crash investigators believe she might have been drinking. The Omaha Public School Board is back at it again tonight, trying to elect a new board president. They're meeting right now. Lou Ann Godding and Mark Snow are vying for the position. Earlier this month, the board went through 125 rounds of voting, stretching past 1 in the morning. They deadlocked at 4-4. The Papillion-La Vista School Board is also meeting as we speak on a plan to change high school boundaries. The move would send future students from the North Shore development from Papillion-La Vista South near 108th and Highway 370 to Papillion-La Vista near 84th and Giles. That's about 5 miles. Administrators say people who currently live in the development would have the right to choose which school their child would attend. A state senator dealing with the fallout of a cyber sexting scandal is on the hot seat once again. Senator Bill Kentner of Papillion took down his Twitter page following backlash from a retweet from over the weekend. He retweeted a picture of 3 women at a women's march that mocked the women. The message implied they were not attractive enough to be sexually assaulted. Kentner says people took his retweet out of context, but his colleagues in Lincoln are fed up.
The pattern of behavior continues, and you know, for him to profess that I think I was quoted as saying he had said God has forgiven him. Well, I want that phone number because I'm not sure how that happens.
An End Rape Culture rally will take place outside the state capitol on Thursday, February 2nd. We talked with organizers today who say it's a way for them to stand up to people like Kentner who spread demeaning messages. All right, let's go back to the Holland Center. Warren Buffett, the big preview is tonight of the documentary, and he's there right now. Let's listen in.
Probably 4 interviews, but in aggregate, they didn't last that long. They did not spend a lot of time just gathering hours and hours and hours of tape of me. They knew what they wanted to. And then my daughter cooperated with them. I think she gave them 20,000 photos. I don't know how you take 20,000 photos, but she's got them all cataloged and everything. So it just, the material was there. And Peter got the story. That's the hard part. I mean, is to have that roadmap in your mind about where you're going, and he did a great job.
Is it kind of a way of leaving your legacy through this film? I mean, is this a good way to?
It's a part. It's part of my life. You know, Berkshire Hathaway maybe more of what I've done over my life, but this explains me, and not entirely favorably, which is accurate, not to be entirely favorable, but it's an accurate. You know, it's how I did live my life, you know.
And I thought I heard a comment about maybe some donations from the film or anything, or was I overhearing that?
I don't know about that.
Okay,
all right, you just heard our Miranda Christian with a question for the Oracle of Omaha. There you see him at the Holland Center. Becoming Warren Buffett, a closer look at Omaha's billionaire is airing tonight at the Holland Center. We will have the highlights coming up tonight on KMTV Action 3 News, live at 10. The University of Nebraska Omaha is getting extra oversight on spending unlike 3 other university campuses in the state. President Hank Bounds says he's monitoring anything new from the school that costs $10,000 or more. Chancellor John Christensen says the move comes as the state deals with a budget challenge and that somebody else will be in his position next year. National School Choice Week kicked off today in Nebraska and all across the country. Governor Pete Ricketts went on Twitter today saying this: School Choice Week gives families in Nebraska the opportunity to look into the K-12 school choices available for their kids in advance of the school year. There are 134 events planned in the state and more than 21,000 nationwide. Education is front and center at the Nebraska legislature. Lawmakers have introduced high-profile reform measures. They include allowing charter schools to creating a low-performing public school voucher system for students and overhauling school accountability. It is the leading killer among men and women, but oftentimes the symptoms of heart disease in women different. A look at the signs and what you should be asking your doctor next.